Hi. So I made a comic page in this lovely, lovely sketchbook. So I originally made one as a sketch in my sketchbook, and then I decided to make a digital version. So that's what we're seeing, and it's fully colored and everything, which is really big for me. So let's get started. So this is me starting the thing, obviously. Well, okay, duh. But yeah. So I had to figure out how I wanted it laid out. Luckily, they had a preset thing for me to use. So a preset format for me to use. So that made it a little bit easier. But I still had to adjust it because I don't know. It was slightly off. It was, I don't know. It's very. A lot of this is trial and error because I had. One, I'm not used to Procreate, and two, because I've never made a comic page digitally. Wait, actually, I take that back. If I have, well, it was Gacha, so I don't know if that really counts because I used the Gacha characters at base, so whatever. So it started on the line art, which. Yeah, not the line art. This is not the line art. This is the second oh my goodness. Okay. So, I started on the second sketch and, trying to figure out how I wanted it to look digitally, which is, interesting. I don't really. So this character, these are my characters. By the way, obviously, why would I make a comic of just random people? That makes no sense. These are obviously my characters. The one I'm doing right now is one of the main characters of a story, and the other one is one of the other characters that's in the story. So, yeah. I don't know why, but I never really draw I have a hard time drawing the main character. The main character has a name. Why do I say the main character? Okay, she has a name. It's August. Sorry. Another girl, that's Jackie. I don't know why, but I don't know why, but saying out loud it sounds so cringy for some reason. Okay, so, for some reason I have a hard time drawing August. I don't know why. I think it's her eyes. I don't know why, but it's always the eyes. It's always the eyes. I can never get eyes to look right. Some my character especially, so. Yeah, that's why am I ranting about this? Anyways, basically, I have trouble, drawing eyes on my characters for some reason, just in general. Some characters easier than others, but I don't know. Anyways, so, there were a couple of times, even I remember when I was making this in my sketchbook, I got really lazy, and oh my goodness, this took me forever. I sound so frustrated when I made this. I'm actually kind of proud with how it looks now, but it went through a few ugly phases, let's just say that. Not only that, but it also was just extremely frustrating at times. So yeah. Also, I made a pattern on Jackie's pants on the bottom, her like sleeping pajamas, sleeping clothes. They're called pajamas. What is wrong with me? Okay, so I tried to put these little flowers, but then I realized it made no sense to try and do that in the sketch because there's no reason to try and print that everywhere over in the sketch when I could just do that in the line art because I was just wasting time. And I'm like, still, you're wasting time, whatever. So I put in the text. I used different colors. And I wrote it myself, and my handwriting's not very good. So I slowed down a bunch when I wrote it to actually make it look good. Because I didn't want to try and figure out how to put text in Procreate, so, yeah. There's a lot of things I could probably do, I just didn't know. I did figure out some new things while doing this. I solved a lot of the problems I was having the last couple of times. Not the last couple of times. The last illustration I did. But yeah. It was stressful. I also drew the bubbles myself and also the lines for the panels. Because I don't think there's any tools you can use like you can with like the Clip Studio or IbisPaint or anything to actually just make it itself, which I don't really mind with the bubbles because I actually probably, if I did make a comic, I probably would just write the bubbles, like, draw the bubbles in myself anyways, but the lines of the panels I would not, because it's kind of wobbly, but it kind of has a bit of a charm to it, weirdly enough, so I don't know. Maybe you can't really do that with actual comics, you probably can't, but whatever. This isn't a real one, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so you know that one comic I said I made? Comic. It was a startup one. It was about, one of my characters, Jamie. I don't know if I really describe her story in any way at all. I'm not very good at that. I don't know how to introduce my characters, honestly. Please give me some help, please. But anyways. So, that was when her story was really different, and, like, everyone was, like, these weird, had, like, animal ears and tails and stuff. It was weird, okay? Don't ask. But yeah. There was, like, some weird scientist storyline. All of my storylines have scientists in them for some reason. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. Anyways, so... yeah, I remember I started it and it was a Gacha thing. I think I remember exactly what it looked like too. I just don't have it anymore because it's gone. Which makes me upset because it was on, it was on my old phone. I think I either lost that one. I don't remember if it was the one I lost, the one that I broke. So that's nice, right? So I had no way to recover it because apparently I didn't have it saved in my camera roll because I did not finish it. But yeah, so I did make one before, which is interesting. I don't know if it really counts though, because it is, again, it's with the Gacha characters as bases, because I was lazy. I'm not saying it's bad if you do that or anything, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to call people lazy. I'm just calling myself lazy. Anyways, I think this is where I started to realize I hated how August's eyes looked, and they looked kind of weird and wonky. I think they were, like, too long and too large. I don't know. It didn't look right, so I had to fix them. I draw eyes wrong sometimes. I don't know what it is about eyes. I don't understand, but I don't know. It's just one of the things I think I've always kind of had issues with. I don't exactly know why. Also, I used it as a background for some of them because I'm too lazy to actually put actual backgrounds. How you think I'm gonna spend that much time on it? You're funny. But I'm pretty sure this actually took me a very, very long time to do. I don't know how much Procreate. We'll see what I'll put on screen. How much Procreate says I took. How long Procreate says I took on this. I'm kind of concerned how long it might be. So yeah. Also, I want to talk about some of the details, like the poster in the background. Yeah, I did that because I thought I was being funny. Oh, I forgot to talk about the story. Oh my goodness. So, to give you some background on these characters, Jackie is a cheerleader. So yeah, she's very, she's a very, animated person, if that makes sense. I don't know, excited? What is the word? Hyper! There we go. Okay, and then, not Jackie. Am I seriously confusing their names now? Okay. August, she's the main character, obviously. I'm trying to think of how to describe her. She aspires to be a scientist. Let's just say that, of course, because all of my stories have scientists in them. Okay, but yeah, she's not like, I guess, extremely hyper or anything. But yeah, so that's the background, a bit of background if you want to know that. So basically, the actual story of this comic is that not Jackie. That August is tired because her brother was snoring all night. And Jackie's like, oh, my parents didn't get much sleep last night either. They say that I cheer in my sleep, and then you see her actually doing it because she's a cheerleader, which is, okay, I'm not gonna explain my joke. That's how you make it not funny. But yeah, and she's like, oh, I don't know what they mean by that. I don't cheer in my sleep, which she actually does. Yeah, I think I'm so funny, guys. So funny. Anyways, I think we're nearing the end of this. I mean, this is where it started to actually look good in my opinion, because in a lot of the other ways it was looking really weird. I think when I added shading is when it just really started to look good in my opinion. I don't know. I could have done a better job, but this took me so long. And it was just it took me so unnecessarily long that I just did not, like, I skipped certain processes that I would normally not skip, like certain shading on the hair, because I realized the drawings of the characters are so much smaller, so I didn't really need to do that. So I didn't do it. Yeah. Also, the reason you see a house in one shot is because I'm too lazy to actually draw people. But yeah, Also, I'm very glad about how I shaded the characters. I like how I shaded Jackie and August. I think it looks nice. Their mouths might look a little bit weird, especially August's, like, the little tooth that's, like, poking out her mouth. Because I never draw my characters with their mouths, like, actually talking. So that's why it looks a little weird. But yeah. I think this is where I started shading the backgrounds. And I really like the one with the house. I don't usually draw stuff like that, but it looks really good. I don't know, I really like it. The shading and everything, I just think it looks nice. Alright, and there's my full page of a comic. I hope you enjoyed this very awkward video. And honestly, I feel like all the time I spent was kind of worth it, because I think it turned out pretty good in the end.